What's up, St. John? It's Father Jonathan, and it's Friday, and that means once again it's time for what has been giving you joy this week. I really want to know what's been giving you joy this week. I'll tell you a couple of things that have been giving me joy this week. First of all, last Sunday, my son Langston, who's going to be 12 next week, he just made his first Holy Communion, which is a beautiful thing, and there's a kind of irony to it. My children, both of my boys, have a severe kind of autism. They're mostly nonverbal. They have a lot of behavior issues and a lot of other stuff that kind of goes into it. And so church is sort of complicated for my kids, and all the more so by the unique circumstances of our family life since I'm a priest. And so it's very difficult to bring my children to church and to have them there. It's also difficult when they're there because not every church is really all that excited to have my kids be present. I don't know if you can hear them. I can hear them in the background right now yipping and making a lot of noise. My children do. They make a lot of noise. There's not a lot you can do about that. And they can be disruptive, and people can kind of, give you those looks that let you know, we don't really want you to be here. And so the result of that is that my children don't get to be at Mass as often as I would like them to be there, and yet the irony is, of course, that many other people take Mass for granted, right? There are many people who don't go to Mass even though they know that they should, or that they have the opportunity to do so, and they just kind of think, well, it'll be here whenever I feel like going. But now we're all living through this other kind of moment in which almost nobody can go to Mass, right? I mean, it's sad, it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry that you all aren't able to go. I hope that the videos of the Mass that I've been putting up and other prayer opportunities have been good and beautiful and meaningful to you, and I hope that your hunger for the Holy Eucharist is growing. But I know it's difficult that people can't go to Mass, and yet my children suddenly can because I'm home and I'm celebrating Mass at home, and so they're able to be there, and we were able to kind of work with my oldest and prepare him, and he was able to receive his first Holy Communion last Sunday. At a time when so many other people can't receive at all. And so that was a real blessing and something that's really been giving me joy. It made me think about my own First Communion when I was 8 years old. I've got this little plaque here that I don't know how well this is showing up. It's giving you a lovely reflection of all the stuff in my room here. But I still, keep this out in a special place in my office. My dad's Uncle Jack gave this to me at my First Communion, which was May 15th, 1988, way back in 1988. And, it's a special memory for me. And now it's beautiful that I can share this with my own son, that we are in communion, that we receive communion together and have communion with our Lord together. So that's been giving me joy. Here's the other thing that's been giving me joy. I like to watch the late night talk show hosts, and particularly since all of this started, it's been fascinating to watch them all trying to do their late night shows from their houses without an audience. It's very weird, they're all just kind of like sitting on their couches with the video camera, just doing the best they can, right? And so it's awkward sometimes, but it's also really amusing. But particularly Jimmy Fallon, man. Jimmy Fallon, the host of The Tonight Show, I liked him before, but I didn't feel like I had to watch him all the time or anything like that. But he has been killing it lately. He's cracked the code. He's figured out how to do it. His wife has a production company or something, and so she's been kind of helping to produce the show from home for him, and he's got 2 young daughters, and he gets them into it with him, and they color signs and all this kind of stuff that he gets to use, and it's very cute, and just a lot of joy in the way he's doing things. But the thing particularly that's been giving me joy about this past week is he made a video with The Roots. Great live band, jam band, The Roots, if you've never heard of them. They have been around for a long time, but they're also the in-house band for The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And they did a video where each one of them from their own home recorded a part of it, and they have it up on the screen. It's like Brady Bunch style. You see each of their heads, and then there's Jimmy in the center of it, and they are doing a version of Stuck in the Middle with You. And it is infectious. It's just so, in a good way, right? Infectious is pretty bad right now, but it's infectious in a good way. It's so much fun, and we just put it on in our house, and we dance around to it, and it's amazing, and you should do it in your house too. So I'll put a link to that video down in the links below. But I really do want to know, what has been giving you joy this week? What are you grateful for? Let me know. Write it in the comments below this video, or if you've accessed it through Facebook or Twitter, you're welcome to let me know in the comments on those sites as well. But I'd love to know, and I know other people would love to know too. I know several people commented last week in various places about what was giving them joy, and that certainly put a smile on my face. So hope that you all are having some moments of joy, especially as we prepare to enter into Holy Week next week. As always, stay safe, stay home, wash your hands. I'll see you next week. Until then, grace, peace, and love.